In the year 610, a man in the deserts of Arabia began to preach a message of faith. Within a single generation, that message shattered ancient empires, rewrote maps, and ignited a civilization that would dominate the world stage. For 1,000 years, the Islamic world rose and fell like a tidal wave. Its armies crossed deserts, mountains, and seas. Its scholars changed the way we see the stars, the body, and the universe itself. Its traders carried silk and spices, but also algebra, astronomy, and stories that still shape our lives. But this is not just a tale of victory. It is a story of brilliance and betrayal, of glory and ruin, of libraries burned and empires reborn. This is the story of the Islamic world. 1,000 years of power, struggle, and genius, told in just 10 minutes. After the Prophet Muhammad's death in 632, leadership fell to the caliphs. The Rashidun Caliphate struck with lightning speed. Within decades, Persia, an empire 1,000 years old, was gone. The Byzantine Empire lost Syria, Egypt, and much of North Africa. By 661, the Umayyads seized power. They built Damascus into a global capital and declared Arabic the language of empire. From Spain in the west to the Indus River in the east, their banners flew over lands stretching further than Rome at its height. But empires expand faster than they can breathe. The Umayyads ruled over Arabs, Persians, Berbers, Turks, and countless others. Tensions boiled, revolts grew, and soon the dynasty collapsed in a storm of rebellion. In 750, the Abbasids rose. Their new capital, Baghdad, shimmered like a jewel of the world. Here began the Golden Age of Islam. Baghdad's house of wisdom drew thinkers from across the earth. Greek philosophy, Indian mathematics, Persian astronomy, all were translated into Arabic, preserved, and expanded. Al-Khwarizmi gave us algebra. Al-Hazan unlocked the secrets of light. Ibn Sina's canon of medicine became the standard in Europe for 500 years. Caravans carried silk and paper, but also inventions, the astrolabe, coffee, even the idea of a hospital as we know it today. In this age, poetry soared, calligraphy became art, and mosques rose with domes and minarets that pierced the sky. The Abbasid world was not just a political empire. It was a civilization, vibrant, restless, and alive. But golden ages do not last. By the 10th century, the Abbasids were weakened by rival dynasties. The empire fractured. In Spain, the exiled Umayyads built Córdoba into a beacon of learning. Its library held nearly 500,000 books when most of Europe's cities barely had 1,000. In Egypt, the Fatimids built Cairo and founded Al-Azhar, a university that still stands today. In Persia, the Seljuks rode out of Central Asia, uniting lands under the banner of Sunni revival. Though divided by politics, the Islamic world remained bound by trade, language, and faith. From Morocco to India, a traveler would find mosques that echoed the same prayers, markets that buzzed with the same energy, and scholars who debated the same eternal questions. Then came the Crusades. In 1095, Pope Urban II called on Europe to reclaim the Holy Land. Thousands marched across continents. In 1099, Crusaders stormed Jerusalem, massacring its inhabitants. For the Islamic world, it was a moment of shock and humiliation. But leaders rose to answer, foremost among them, Salah ad-Din. In 1187, at the Battle of Hattin, he crushed the Crusaders and reclaimed Jerusalem. To Muslims, he was a hero of faith. To Europeans, he became a legend of honor, admired even by his enemies. The Crusades raged for 2 centuries, leaving scars of blood and memory that still echo today. But the deadliest storm was yet to come. In 1258, the Mongols descended on Baghdad. The jewel of the Abbasids was shattered. Its libraries, some say millions of books, were hurled into the Tigris, turning the waters black with ink. The Golden Age lay in ruins. Yet even here, resilience shone. The Mamluks of Egypt, once enslaved soldiers, now rulers, stood at Ain Jalut. Against all odds, they stopped the Mongol advance, saving the Islamic world from total collapse. And in a twist of fate, the conquerors themselves began to embrace Islam. The Mongols who destroyed Baghdad would, within generations, kneel in its mosques. Out of ruin, new powers rose, the gunpowder empires. In 1453, cannons thundered as the Ottomans breached the walls of Constantinople. The Byzantine Empire fell, and Istanbul was born. The Ottomans ruled for centuries, stretching into Europe, Africa, and Asia. They built mosques that kissed the heavens and laws that bound nations together. In Persia, the Safavids forged a Shia state, painting their mosques with turquoise domes and filling their cities with art and poetry. In India, the Mughals built an empire of wealth and beauty. They fused Islamic, Persian, and Indian traditions and left behind the Taj Mahal, a wonder of the world. Together, these empires controlled the crossroads of the globe. Gunpowder made their armies feared, trade made their cities rich, culture made their legacies eternal. In 1,000 years, the Islamic world rose from desert tribes to global empires. It built golden ages, endured invasions, and rose again from ashes. It gave the world algebra and algorithms, hospitals and coffee, paper and poetry. Its influence flowed into the Renaissance, into the sciences, into the languages we speak today. This is not just the history of one people. It is the history of us all. The story of faith, resilience, brilliance, and a civilization that shaped the very course of humanity. This is the story of the Islamic world.